Hungary has once again positioned itself as the outlier in the European Union, this time obstructing Brussels' latest push to funnel billions in military aid to Ukraine. As the EU scrambles to sustain Kiev's war effort, Budapest refuses to be dragged into what it sees as a reckless continuation of the conflict, setting the stage for yet another clash between Viktor Orban and European leaders. The EU's diplomatic service has proposed a significant boost in military assistance, urging each member state to contribute funds based on their economic size. The plan, outlined in a brief paper seen by Reuters, includes supplying Ukraine with 1.5 million rounds of artillery shells this year to replenish its fast-depleting stockpiles. Yet, Hungary remains defiant. Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó, speaking on national television channel M1, dismissed the proposal as another reckless step by Brussels, warning that Hungary will not support an initiative that prolongs the war.
Pro-war European liberals are not interested in the success of the Russian negotiations with the US. In fact, they are conspiring and preparing action to prevent the success of the Russian negotiations with the US. They are not being shy, they are stating openly and clearly that they want to put together a big money and arms package that will allow Ukraine to say no, a deal that someone called bad. So all that is happening is that the pro-war liberals in Europe are conspiring to spend the money of the European people to prolong the war. More arms and more money for Ukraine.
Hungary's veto, once again, throws the EU's consensus-driven decision-making into turmoil. Szijjártó made it clear that Budapest will block any measure that risks undermining Washington-Moscow talks.
We will vote against any initiative that jeopardizes the success of the ongoing US-Russia negotiations. And if we think about it in a broader context, I have to say to you that we find it unacceptable that you want to continue a failed pro-war policy here in Brussels, which has failed and is seriously damaging to the whole European Union when the situation has completely changed.
Viktor Orban, long a thorn in Brussels' side, reinforced his government's stance, declaring that Ukraine's NATO aspirations have effectively collapsed following Donald Trump's election victory. Speaking at the opening of Hungary's spring parliamentary session, he made it clear that Budapest sees no conditions under which Kyiv could join the European Union either.
There is a big debate in Brussels about Ukraine's membership of the European Union. The US elections have decided that Ukraine will not become a member of NATO. Ukraine's fate, and the territory that remains of it, is important for Hungary's security. It seems that this will not only, and perhaps not primarily, be decided by the Europeans. But Ukraine's membership of the EU is an exclusively European issue. The government assures the House that Ukraine cannot become a member of the European Union without the decision of the Hungarian people.
Orban has been relentless in his criticism of the West's Ukraine strategy. Days ago, he ridiculed what he called a US rebellion against an EU that continues to act as Washington's subordinate. He declared that the Western experiment in Ukraine had failed, and that Kyiv, or what remains of it, will inevitably become a buffer zone between NATO and Russia.
It is clear that the experiment has failed. Ukraine, or what is left of it, will again be a buffer zone. It will not become a NATO member, but will it become a member of the European Union? That is for the Hungarians to decide.
With Budapest refusing to budge, the EU finds itself locked in yet another high-stakes battle with Orban. While Brussels scrambles to maintain weapons supplies to Ukraine, Hungary is making sure that this time the road to Kyiv runs through Budapest,